What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We back at it again for another episode of Dot Connect Wednesdays. This is episode 82. We got a couple incredible things that's going on in the space right now. Some good, some bad, but we're gonna talk about it, do what we do, give you guys insight and context. So today on the agenda, we've got the $1.4 billion Bybit hack. We've got the market's on sale as of right now. I'm gonna give you guys some events as to why this is going on. We're gonna cover Tether and the snow. What is it called?
No crash.
Snow crash book, and we're gonna get into the rise and fall of Bitcoin. And we got a special guest that's gonna come on and rock y'all boots. So without further ado, Steve, you got anything you want to talk to him about first before I dive in?
Nah.
All right. All right, bet. So shoot, let's get into it. All right. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is the biggest of the biggest right now. So there was a $1.4 billion hack. This is considered officially the biggest and largest crypto hack of 2025. It was $1.4 billion in ETH and staked ETH that was drained from the exchange in what investigators are calling a highly sophisticated attack. So let's break down what exactly happened. So there were some blockchain forensic teams. Arkham is one of them. And this is just something so you guys will have it, just a nugget. All right, so they basically determined that this breach was caused by compromised private keys that was obtained through what's called a UI spoofing attack. Spoofing or user interface spoofing is a hacking technique where attackers manipulate what users see on their actual cold wallet screen, and it tricks them into approving unauthorized transactions. So in Bybit's case, the security team saw what they thought was a legitimate transaction, and it was a multi-sig wallet. It was three people that had to approve it, none of which actually did what they were supposed to do. And we'll dive into that as well. But this routine transfer always happens every month for Bybit, and they move funds from their cold wallet to their warm wallet. However, when they just blindly sign the transaction, going off what they first thought was a good transaction, behind the scenes, that signing message changed the smart contract logic, and this allowed all of the hackers to take full control of Bybit's cold wallet. Once they had access and this access was secured, they took full control. They drained all of the ETH and they began laundering the funds through mixers, decentralized exchanges, or DEXs, and cross bridges. Now, how do you protect yourself from something like this? Like if a multi-billion-dollar exchange this happens to them, how can you guys be protected? All right, so you got the backstory, right? There's four things that you guys need to do. We always harp on this stuff inside the academy. So if you're not a member of Skyton Academy, you're about to get a little nugget, a little gem. But I want you guys to understand this is every single person's job. Security is your priority. All right. First things first, for everybody in crypto, always verify your transactions on the hardware wallet itself. Do not rely on your computer or your cell phone screen at all. If a transaction is manipulated, your hardware wallet is always going to display the real official details, not a fake, not a spoof version. Two, always double check your wallet addresses. So attackers are often going to replace or alter wallet addresses behind the scenes. So before you sign any transaction, always verify the receiving address, character for character. That means letter for letter, number for number, right? You always have to do this. I don't care how tedious it is. That's your responsibility. All right. Third nugget is going to be multi-signature security. So every single cold storage wallet does not have this, but inside the academy, we gave you guys Cold Storage 101, and we gave you guys code 5 of our top 5 cold storage wallets. Most of those have multi-signature feature, right? So basically, this requires multiple private keys and multiple signatures. This is extra and added layers of security for you guys so that something like this just doesn't happen to you, all right? And then last but not least, this is common sense, but common sense isn't common. Keep your private keys offline and secure. Never ever screenshot. Don't take pictures of them. Don't store them in your cloud. None of that. Don't share them. Don't add them to multiple devices where other people have access to it because you create fault points, right? Where your private keys can be stolen, taken, and your crypto can be drained. So overall, here's the key takeaway. So this hack by Bybit is a wake-up call, and it's actually the wake-up call for the entire crypto industry. Because if a major exchange is vulnerable, what do you think that means for you, the everyday retail investor? So this is why we always stress making sure you guys are staying focused, staying vigilant, and paying attention to all the hacks and things that's going on in the industry. All right. And inside the chat, Sonia has graciously dropped the link. So if anybody here is not a member of Skyton Academy and you're looking for a home, partake. There you guys go. Steve, did you want to share something with the addresses so they have visibility?
Yeah. So I'm gonna share screen with you guys. This is the part of the blockchain I want you guys to start really looking into, right? Champ, just check your Telegram. I sent you a message in there.
I got you.
Yeah, this is the part of the blockchain that when we talk about it's immutable and you can see all things, this is what I'm about to show you, right? This is why blockchain technology is going to have a place in our world, right? For obvious reasons. So when the attack happened, we were all able to track this. Once you have somebody's wallet address, you can track the movement of a wallet or transfers amongst wallets. So investigating, you don't even need to call the police, really, be honest with you. Like everyone's on here just investigating, right? That's what the blockchain is for. But again, you would have to know the person's wallet address, right? So I have 2 wallet addresses I'll share with you, and they're both from Bybit. It's not illegal to have somebody's wallet address, right? There's nothing you can do with it outside of, it's like if I gave you my account number for my bank. What can you do outside of deposit? Right. Now I'm not saying that you can't do the most and figure out other things, but again, we've given out our account information countless times for people to make deposits for us. That's how we get paid, right? So let me know if you can see the screen. Is everybody catching this?
It's loading. Yep, you will go.
All right, guys. So this is ETH scan. This is where we would go to verify any ETH transactions. So anytime you do a transaction, you'll always have a transaction ID number. There'll always be a link for you to be able to view the transaction and see where it's at in the ether, right? How many blocks, how long did it fail? Did it pass? All things. So I started to dig into this situation when I heard about it. And mind you, listen, these guys had a multi-chain approval, right? What was the company name? Smart?
It was called Safe.
Safe.
Safe,
Right. So
yeah.
I went on the Safe's website, and it's a great product, right? So what it does is it allows you to have multi-signers on an account. So let's say if Champ and I were running a company, it would go in whatever order we want. Champ would approve the transaction, then it'll jump over to me, and then I'll approve it. And if we needed a third person, we can add a third person to it. The CEO of Bybit was the last person. But I'll be honest with y'all. I've done the exact same thing that they've done. Like not look at every single digit, right? I have addresses that I've sent things to. So of course, when I send the first text transaction, I'm not really checking on the second one. I'll be honest. That's not the way to do it. All right. Now, I'm not saying that these North Korean guys are, they're looking for the big fish. They're not trying to fiddle with just common people and these little small accounts that we have. Clearly, you've seen the numbers. So I'm just telling you guys that if we learn anything from this, you need to verify on the signer of your cold storage wallet, you need to verify every single character. I'm just running with that now. Usually I used to say the first 4, the last 4. Now I'm just like, listen, look at every single number before you transact. But again, in my case, I've always sent small test transactions. And then after that, it's the mother load at that point now. So I can't call this guy idiot. right? And this, again, this is my personal portfolio. So when you're holding stuff for a company, that's a different situation. You need a higher level of, and that's why they put 3 people in place, right? You figured, dumb, dumber, and dumbest, um, all fell for the bait. If they would have just looked at the entire address, this would not even be a conversation right now.
Facts.
Right. And it's not easy to offload $1.5 billion in crypto. This group is sitting on other hacks from years ago that they still can't offload.
Yep.
Right. So one of the things Champ didn't mention on there, you might have, they blacklisted the wallet addresses. So guys, that's something to pay attention to, right? So don't look at it as just a Bybit hack and they used it for that. Imagine what they can do when they don't want you to use cryptocurrency. They've done it to the entire region of Palestine, right? From whoever made the call. I wasn't on that call, but I could kind of guess who did that, right? Meaning any IP address coming out of the Palestine area, shut it down, right? They've done it to the Russians, the oligarchs during the invasion of Ukraine and stuff like that. They literally shut down their ability to use cryptocurrency if they found out what their wallet addresses were. So now we're going back to the KYC situation. When all systems are a go, there's nothing law enforcement and government can't know when it comes down to a financial transaction in the world. When this system is actually connected fully, where we all have to KYC, right? So I'm just showing you the power of when you get on this blacklist, it's basically telling any exchange that's doing business out there, hey, this wallet has been flagged. Do not transact with this wallet. And like Champ said, you can go to the dark web, but you can't offload 1.5, right? And if I had to guess, Tether would probably be the first person I would call if I wanted to
Absolutely.
offload some dirty money, right? And we'll get into that the second half of the conversation. We'll go into that part. So I go on ETHScan, you get the wallet address and you put it inside of the search, and then it starts to give you every bit of data on this wallet, right? So this is what we have here. So in the chat, I will drop the wallet address to you guys. Actually, Champ, you want to drop both of them to them?
Yeah, I definitely can.
They're both pretty identical. So once you put the wallet address in, you head over to ethscan.io. So understand, if I had a Solana address right now, I will not find any data on it here, right? Every single blockchain has its own search mechanisms. Did we give this out in one of the courses?
Yeah, we did. That was in the original how to research on the blockchain, how to follow transactions on the blockchain. That was in Crypto 101. That was
Part
in
one.
the boot camp. Yep. We took it out though because we're gonna give it to intermediary. Yeah,
Okay.
intermediate in advance.
Gotcha. So guys, this will come back in. So we're starting to load up our intermediate courses now. We finished the beginners is tight. That's it. That's all you're gonna get from the beginner side. Now everything else moving forward is gonna be intermediate. We're gonna start to show you guys how to research the blockchain, how to look at. We'll even break down the XRP ledger on there to show them what's happening in real time.
Yep.
It's one thing to know about the project. It's another to interact with the project. That's what we're going to start doing with the intermediate and advanced portion of Skyton Academy now. All right. That's all coming. We're going to start doing things in advance, the pre-launches. You'll have all the dates of when everything is launching. We're looking to just work in 30-day increments with you guys. All right. So long story short, ethscan.io is where you go when you have an ETH address. And then you would just put in the search by address, the transaction hash, the block, the token, the domain name. Like it's a whole bunch of different search parameters. So we go on here, and of course, this is the Bybit cold storage wallet address here, right? So you'll see the transactions. So guys, just look at this in real time. We got 15,000. Was this the wrap ETH? Home ETH. Yeah, this is a wrap. So 36, just under 37 million dollars here in one transaction. All right. We go again, we have a $210 million transaction. So I'm just showing you the power of these exchanges. And mind you, when the institutional guys come in, these numbers are going to be normal, everyday occurrences when systems start to connect globally in the cryptocurrency. All right. So we got a 210 million dollar transaction there. Here we have a $19 million transaction. And then I want to say the biggest one was the 401 million.
Mm-hmm.
Following? All right. So you get to see when it happened, where they were sending it to, and then from there you can start to ping the wallet addresses, and then you start to follow this chain. Because what happens is the first thing that they do is stop sharing. Yeah, the first thing they do is they start to just move the thing around as fast as they can, right? So in that time, what the exchange is doing is they're scrambling to, and who knows? Because I've sent emails to exchanges. I'm like, how are they all on speed dial with each other and they still don't answer emails any other day? But somehow they have some system internally that we don't even know about where it goes out immediately and they can blacklist uh, a wallet address. And at that point, there's nothing you can do outside of finding someone on the black market that would offload that for you, or finding ways to clean it. So it's going to be tough to really launder money when they start to understand who's behind each transaction. And it's going to be easy to put a case together because this money trail is not like cash, right? The only downside to cash is a bit bulky, right? You can't just move around with this thing so easily, especially cross seas and stuff like that. So listen, there's a million and one ways to launder money in the world. But I'm telling you that with blockchain technology, the way that they make it seem, this is this is as secure of you don't need private investigating when it comes down to this. Like anybody can become a blockchain private investigator for the most part because of the way the technology is set up. Now, there's going to be some private ledgers that we may not be privy to, right? The Champ will tell you the government.
Yep.
Maybe some large institutions might fall on that list.
Big governments. Yep.
Yeah. So that's how ETH works. That's how transactions work. So every time you send a transaction to somebody, my challenge to you guys is look at the transaction ID and go in and be familiar with, how long did it take? How many blocks? Where did it go? Like just start to read the data, from these the blockchain. All right. So when we get into the intermediary, we'll give you the actual sites for just about every blockchain you'll do business with for now. And then you'll be able to then, do your due diligence and do your research. The good thing about the blockchain too is when you follow, and we'll give you some of the guys to follow too. They are some whale watchers on Twitter that just watch movement in the market.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
100 million XRP was sent to Coinbase. So that means, they about to sell. Right. So it always gives you like good warning signs in real time. So you can start to connect yourself if you're day trading. These are always good movements. Not saying that they always exactly happen like that, but if somebody moves a couple 100 million to an exchange, they about to dump.
Facts.
Right. That's the only reason you would do something like that. Or they could be pump faking too, and they could be on the opposite side of a trade and liquidate a bunch of people. So I truly believe that the exchanges are in on the trading gig, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Right. There's no regulation. So we are trading against them, and they know every open and close call from here to whenever. So they could effectively, if you see the numbers, this is Bybit. I'm not saying that they're the smallest, but they're not the biggest, but they are up there. And this is just the ETH transactions. Can you imagine everything else?
Yeah.
And what blew me away was they were using the ledger.
Yeah, they were using safe. Yeah, listen, bro, that's today. I just read, I kind of, this is the latest update. So they've been continuing with the investigation. So anytime you have a major hack, what they do is they hire blockchain investigators who actually come on, and those guys literally pinpoint every single movement, every single transaction that occurs. So they find where something went wrong, whatever the case is, right? They find it. Now, what was just unveiled was that the first group who did the actual investigation, they did a preliminary, and they basically found that the fault was with Safe. It wasn't with Bybit. So even though Bybit is responsible 100%, right? Let's just not forget that. It's their fault because they signed the transaction. It's your duty to check letter for letter every character. But what they didn't do was check those characters. But Safe itself Safe, there was a fault inside of Safe's security parameters. Whatever they signed, actually, there was like some kind of malware that got into Safe system. Once it got in the Safe system, what Bybit had to do, and I tip my hat to Bybit, right? Put this in context. This is the second largest cryptocurrency exchange per trading volume, right? So they've got a lot of money that's funneling through there, right? We're talking about from other countries, North Korea, we're talking China, we're talking Dubai, etc. So there's a lot of money that comes through that exchange. They had at one point there was $3 million, no, $3 billion, excuse me, $3 billion was remaining inside of their reserve wallet, right? As long as they didn't touch that reserve wallet, nothing else can be compromised, which is why they just continued to allow withdrawals to happen because at the time they had about 8 hour window that would allow them to be able to continue to process 99.994% of withdrawals that came through. That's admirable because any other cryptocurrency exchange would have immediately just halted all movement, all transactions, and would have been like, nobody can get their money, period. So I definitely tip my hat to them. But what came out was that the fault was actually on Safe's end. So here's where I tip my hat again to Bybit. So what they did was they realized, all right, this is a problem. We have to find a resolve. So they took loans out. The loans that they took out would automatically cover down. It was 80% of the withdrawals and the loans that existed. So now everybody's funds were safe, right? Nobody was kind of in harm's way. That was good because that normally doesn't happen when it comes to retail investors, right? You never get your money back. If there's a hack, it's pretty much gone. All right. So big salute to them. But here's where they took it a step further. They got with their developers, they work all through the night. They found another basically they found another entry point to be able to create tools to access that wallet, make sure everybody was made whole, and then now they now have what's called the AI spam scam detection software that they created through artificial intelligence. So this is huge, right? And we'll talk about this on another episode. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but this is major, and I think other exchanges are going to start to adopt the same type of mindset and technology through AI because now you don't need anybody else to create an error or a fault for it. The AI is going to detect it. It'll cut it off right at the head. So this should definitely help with a lot of large stream attacks on the horizon. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. All right. Um, so I'm looking at this market. This market is nasty work. And for the first time, I've seen Bitcoin under 83K. And it could be scary if you're a person that's emotional. If you're a person that's strategic and you're just paying attention to what's going on and you got diamond hands, you're gonna sit this one, you're gonna sit back, you're gonna assess what's happening. But I'm gonna put it all in context for you. I got some dates and some things that basically occurred since January 18th that led up to this exact moment happening. All right. So everybody who watched Connect 81, you knew about the rug pull rodeo, right? Where I kind of broke down what was going on with meme coins and that whole Solana system and how trust was being shaken out of the crypto space. The biggest thing you're seeing right now is basically crowd liquidity being drained out of the crypto space. So I'm gonna run you guys through these events. So January 18th, the Trump coin was launched. That token drained liquidity from all other alts. Everybody was excited. They wanted to jump in and catch in on that meme coin action. 24 hours later, on the 19th, the Melania token dropped. The alts turned red once again. Then on January 27th, we had the DeepSeek launch. That was the other AI. The markets and crypto itself all went red. January 31st, we had Trump tariffs on Canada, caused both the stock market and the crypto market to drop. February 3rd, manipulation by Wintermute and Binance. It was $10 billion in trader liquidations. The alts were down 40% in 1 hour. The market as a whole lost $300 billion. This was February 3rd. Now on February 12th, the inflation came in higher than expected. Then this is when the rug pull rodeo situations began. Love Day, February 14th. We had the launch of Libra. This was one of the biggest crypto scams, period. If you aren't familiar with this, double back to episode 81 and catch that. On February 18th, Sol and ETH was under FUD attacks. On February 21st, we had this Bybit attack for 1.5 billion in ETH we just went over. On the same day, we had quote unquote a new virus outbreak in China. So that affected the markets. That caused a whole lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Then we had 24th, 2 days ago, we had record Bitcoin ETF outflows and new tariffs on Canada and Mexico as announced by President Trump. All of this to say, you now have a play-by-play of how world events and things going on in the markets will affect retail behavior, will affect liquidity, and it's ultimately going to impact Bitcoin and the entire crypto space. Crowd liquidity has been drained. We definitely need a reset right now. Bitcoin, in my personal opinion, is definitely not worth 100,000, right? We know these guys are going to swing their big bags of capital. They're going to do what they do. So, of course, we're going to get another pump soon, right? They're not going to let the markets just drain out like this. But today was huge. So we had, give me 1 second. I'm actually walk you guys through this. So we had Fidelity, ARK, you had Grayscale, and BlackRock. They all sold Bitcoin outflows as of today. So what I think is going to happen, and this is maybe about 4 or 5 hours ago, right? So I haven't had the opportunity to truly deep dive into this, but I think what's going to happen is before we actually get the fireworks and we get the show on the road, I think they're going to pull this Bitcoin price down to probably around 40K, 40, 50K, right? That's my personal opinion. Steve, he got his own mind, so he may, want to touch on that. But I honestly think they're going to pull these markets down. They're going to make it a lot more bloody and a lot more less inviting, right? Just to scare people. That's going to give more better entry prices to big behemoths, these big Fortune 500 companies, because there's a lot of updates going on, and I think they're going to scoop in, grab what they need to, and then the show is going to continue. That's just my take on it.
Nah,
What you think?
I charted it.
All right.
Here's
What
what
you
the
what you
chart
looking
said.
like?
So first of all, everybody's talking about under 70 before it gets to 100,000. That's not gonna happen. There's probably less than a 10-15% chance it'll get under 75,000. All right. And there's probably less than 1 to 2% chance that we'll see below 70,000 on this one. That's just from the charts right now, guys. And you got to remember, MicroStrategy just bought a shitload of it too, prior to it getting to this point. Whatever that means. So where are we at right now?
So right now, I'm gonna give you real time. Give me 1 second. So real time, Bitcoin is at 84,329.
All right. So listen, once if we touch the 80,000, we're in a bear market. This shit's gonna sit. Now you got to follow the money. Where'd the money go? Because they left the stock market. It left crypto.
Yep.
What asset class right now is getting all this money poured into?
Commodities.
Gold.
Absolutely.
Everybody's on a dash to grab this gold right now. And he gave you the right turn of events because all this stuff was already in motion. Right? All this stuff was already in motion. This is an easy sell-off, guys. This is not a major problem at all. Trust me when I tell you that. Because in the same week that all this stuff was happening, two big things happened in the SEC. They dropped the Coinbase suit and they dropped the Uniswap.
Yep.
So the shot never heard around the world at all.
I think there's more that's on the horizon. Gemini just got dropped today. That was confirmed. So the SEC dropped the case on Gemini.
Okay.
And then John Reed. I forgot his name, but the guy that was talking on that interview with Brad Garlinghouse with the 60 Minutes.
Mhm.
So he just put out a tweet, and he basically put out a tweet was like, everybody that's in the XRP army, strap in, get prepared. And he basically listed all of the companies that the SEC dropped the cases against, and the only one remaining was XRP. So we was the Ripple case. So we gonna see how this plays out. But I mean, that's expected. That's on the agenda. I'm just excited for it now because now they're actually announcing it. And this is verified. I actually went to his Twitter account and seen it myself.
That's
Uh,
big.
yeah, it's huge. Actually, and I'll pull it up for y'all.
Yeah, so I don't see it dropping below 70K on this one right here.
Ooh, okay.
No. I mean, something crazy could happen, but based on the chart, nah.
Yeah. All right, we shall see. We gonna definitely keep y'all tuned in and vigilant. So I just dropped it inside of the chat so everybody can see that. But that's the actual screenshot that I just took. And it says the SEC's frantic and unprecedented rampage to dismantle its crypto enforcement program continues. It said this time halting two appeals dead in their tracks. It says buckle up XRP Army. The Ripple appeal has got to be next on the SEC chopping block. So, you know, we'll see. You know what I mean? We've been talking about this for a while. You know what I mean? We've been kind of foreshadowing this. The case should have been over a long time ago, but it's big for him of all people tied to the SEC to actually say that. So we're close. That for sure. And that's the just so you guys know, his name is John Reed Stark, and he's the SEC Office of Internet Enforcement. All
Mm.
right. Make sure it's in the building. You
Let me
ready
get
to?
this. So we're gonna do Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, you want to? I can bring them up now.
Yeah, you can bring them up. Let me segue into it first with it,
All
and
right.
I can have at it. I'm off. Yo, Bitcoin get my head chopped off on the internet right now. But the only reason I'm even giving this attention is because I'm praying for the day one of these guys to say, let's go live and let's talk. I'm praying for that day for one of these Bitcoin maxi pad dudes to come on and go live and let's talk about it. They have the same exact talking points. Once you take that talking point out the way, there's nothing else they can say about this project that makes sense at all. So here we go. This guy clearly is a troll. He's known for doing this. So I don't know whether I'm happy or sad. He put me in the categories of Rashad, 19 keys, and I'm talking about in a dumb way. Uh,
Mhm.
I'm dumber than actually all of them, actually. So I got the crown. But I'm dumber than 19 keys. Rashad, tall guy tycoon, he used to
Oh,
be the dumbest until I came on. So I'm the biggest right now. So this is the guy right here, guys. If y'all want to go ahead and have at it with him, just see what he teaches and shit. If you like what he's saying, have at it. If you don't, then have at it in the comments. This is the part where a lot of these guys like to cause confusion within the market, right? I'm all about really bridging this thing together. Let's have intelligent conversation about stuff without having to get emotional, right? None of us own these companies. I don't care if it's XRP, if it's big, I don't care like that, right? I look at them as tech companies. I look at the problems that they solve, and I made the decisions based on what I see in the data that I've been studying for 10 years. Because if I saw something in Bitcoin, I would have picked it up at less than $200 when I got into the market. I've
facts.
looked at that thing upside down and I'm like, I don't know why this shit makes sense. And this was before the parade, right? 2015, there wasn't the maxi pads weren't out yet. And I'm not, ladies, that's not in the derogatory. Actually, just take that out. The Bitcoin maxis, that's what they're called. And then you got the XRP army, right? There's this infinity with these projects, and then they pit them against each other. And I'm like, that's like gold and silver beefing.
Right.
They're not the same product. right? One we know for certain is not a security. Well, it has
Facts.
clarity. That one we know for certain. The other, you can't even call it in play because technically, when a company doesn't have a owner, nothing happens. But somehow you want me to believe the biggest and the most conservative money managers in the world would do business with a technology that they know nothing about and don't know who the owner is. This is what you want me to believe right here. And then when you break down the Satoshi Nakamoto situation and see the meaning of that situation, there's been a ton of things about the rabbit hole with this Bitcoin situation. I'm just over it now, right?
Yeah.
Because these guys have such an affinity to it. Here's the worst part about it is they have other people believing that every time they get $50, they should put it inside of Bitcoin. The worst part about those guys is they don't research anything else within the market. It's either Bitcoin or shitcoin. That's it for these guys. And
Yeah.
these are the people that are teaching the culture right now, i.e., Chris Johnson. And I rocked with Chris when he was on the stock side, but when he went over to the Bitcoin and he made his multi-millions there, this kid is losing it, man. Like absolutely losing it. He sounds like Michael Saylor. Like these guys are just delusional. You're taking out loans. Uh, uh, the shit is a big ass Ponzi. I don't care
Mhm.
what they say. This shit is a big ass Ponzi because I told Champ earlier, it's the same thing you could do with Bitcoin is the same thing you could do with Dogecoin. If we
Facts.
wanted to put $3 billion of liquidity inside of any cryptocurrency and say that's the king, we could all easily do it. I've seen Donald Trump do it in 24 hours. I've seen Melania do it. I've seen Barron do it. What are you talking about? It does nothing. There's no rules and regulations, right? And Tether mints like it's nobody's business, meaning if they're the ones behind all the hacks, we don't even know what the true price of this asset is if you take out all the dirty shit that goes along with it.
Yep.
And all of it, there's one on ramp and it's all through Tether. So they're on borrowed time. Champ used to always say they were going to take him out. I'm like, Champ, they can't take him out yet because what people don't realize about Tether is bring on a crypto insight, man. I ain't even got the energy. I'm bringing the big guns in, guys. I'm out.
Boy,
I'm
that
bringing the
boy
big gun.
cooking.
Man, listen,
Kurt.
Kirk, take over, man.
Oh man, where you want to start? Because you was cooking. I said, shit, this popcorn
Nah,
good.
take right where I was at with the tether, and then
Yeah.
just snap their necks. And if they die, they what?
If they die, they die.
They die.
If they die, they die. Listen, I mean, man, you was killing it, and I'm glad you took the time to share with people, like what it is, what it's not, and it's a lot of tribalism out here, and the people are just in denial of what it really is. So we stopped with Tether, so I'm gonna pick it up with Tether. So for those that don't know, Tether is the largest stable coin that's in the market right now. They got created about in 2014, and they what they do is they have a stable coin, a digital stable coin that's pegged to the dollar. Now, what you have to understand, especially when you talk about global and macroeconomics, it ain't but one fucking money printer, and that's the Fed. So you got to understand how the money works. So when you see Tether that's printing and minting USDT, claiming it's backed by the dollar, that's another money printer. So if you understand how the world works and you understand that the Fed is the only money printer, then that would allude to you thinking, okay, they must be allowed to do business. We're going to pull some receipts to the table. 2019, Tether was sued for like 18 million for like a fraud because them and Bitfinex was doing some stuff they weren't supposed to. That was in the New York District Court in 2019. Fast forward to 2023. You can Google all of this stuff. So I like sharing information because it's all Googleable. You can pull up Tether. Tether was working with the Secret Service and the FBI in August of 2023. So if they're working for those branches of government, you guys do realize those are U.S. branches of government. So I say all that to say, Tether may be a potential patsy for the government to stay in business. And you're probably asking, well, why would they allow them to print and mint USDT? Well, here you go. They're keeping them afloat for the time being because guess who Tether is? They're like the number 6 holder of guess what? US Treasury bills. And US Treasury bills is the staple to our bond market that's keeping our monetary system afloat. So you have to keep them in business for the time being so they can mint USDT. And listen, I'm not saying Bitcoin goes up in price, when Tether prints. I'm just saying Tether mints USDT, and then 24 to 48 hours later, Bitcoin goes up in price. I'll let you figure out what you want to do. You can believe what you want to believe. So Tether mints USDT. They print the USDT. Guess what they're doing with it? They're buying treasuries and they're buying allegedly Bitcoin, which is why the price of Bitcoin may hypothetically go up. But they're also buying treasuries because guess what the new stablecoin bill is going to dictate, and also you have to be compliant with the new stablecoin bill because when that comes out, the government is saying that you have to have your stablecoin back 1-to-1 with cash equivalents. Cash equivalents are, i.e., cash, treasury bills, or the only other tier 1 asset, gold. So if the government allows them to stay around, they're going to have to play ball. And here's why they're going to have to play ball. Because Tether tried to go to El Salvador to set up shop. But then El Salvador turned around and took a loan from the IMF. And under the conditions of the IMF loan, the IMF told El Salvador, you cannot make Bitcoin legal tender and back it by your treasury. Oops.
Let's go.
Oops,
Let's go.
damn, Tether, the backup plan didn't work. Damn. So now Tether has to turn back around and potentially do business and become a legit stablecoin issuer per the new stablecoin bill that's coming out. Champ and Steve already told you, Micah already kicked them out. They're not compliant with Micah. The stablecoin bill will be coming out by the end of spring. So they're going to have to play ball if they want to be around. But here is the beautiful thing that people don't understand. And I'm going to pull together the whole Tether and MicroStrategy and Bitcoin orgy. Here we go.
Let's go.
Tether mints USDT. They buy Bitcoin. That's cool. Okay, so that's your Tether and Bitcoin relationship, allegedly. But then we also have Michael Saylor. That's, he's part of MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy issues debt to then turn around and guess what? Buy Bitcoin. So Bitcoin price goes up. The valuation for MicroStrategy goes up. Everything is good until this is the risk that is looming. What happens when Tether gets sanctioned and that stablecoin bill comes out and they are not backed 1-to-1 like we assume? Then you may see Bitcoin fall, you may see Tether lose its peg, and you may have a liquidity issue where you remember the stablecoin is the largest liquidity in the crypto market. So if you freeze up those transactions and USDT loses its peg, it's going to be a lot of people who's going to jump off the cliff. Not physically, but their portfolios may take a little dive. So when this Bitcoin price comes down to what Steve said earlier, but let's say it comes down to 70,000, that's possible. But here's where people are not understanding, and it could get more bloodier because when that Bitcoin price falls below those average DCA prices that MicroStrategy has been buying in at, guess what the king Bitcoin man Saylor is going to have to do? He's going to have to sell his Bitcoin to make sure that MicroStrategy does not margin call or file bankruptcy. And guess what that may do to the market? Create more fear and panic. So I say all that to say, I don't know how far the fuck Bitcoin falls.
Jack, where you at with it, man?
That's it.
Thing on the table.
Nah, that's it.
What I missed? Did I miss something, fellas?
Nah, he ain't been shit. He covered every base. He covered everything. I'm over here cheesing like I'm all teeth. Let's go, Kurt. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Listen,
let me end off with that
rock out,
hypothetical allegation because I don't
rock
know if
out.
it's all true. But I will tell you this now, and because you guys mentioned something earlier that I want to piggyback on because it ties back in what we said about looking at the blockchain for transactions. Because well alert, and this was back when Bitcoin was about 93,000. And isn't it interesting? And I'm not trying to be a Bitcoin bully, but you just have to understand what it is and what it's not. So when it was falling in 93, anybody ever realized like it's been hard to keep that 100,000? And it seems like when it falls back, it just gets a little bump up. Well, you can go back a couple of days ago, probably about 5 days ago when it hit 93. And then you go on Whale Watcher and it has Tether minted a 1 billion USDT at the Tether Treasury. And I put a post on my story about it. I'm like, give it 24 hours Bitcoin to come up. And I had a Bitcoin max to go, you don't know what you're talking about. And it was within 48 hours, Bitcoin was at 95, then it hit 99, and then boom, the market makers took some liquidity.
Mm.
Every
But
time.
hey, that's just all hypothetical. We don't know what we're
Yeah,
talking about. We just be
right.
pulling shit out of ass.
Yeah, it's not it's not verifiable on the blockchain.
It ain't verified. Yeah, it ain't verified. But the transaction to show you where they minted the USDT, and then the charts hypothetically reflected that within 48 hours. It's just interesting. And you notice I haven't seen Tether mint any USDT since they minted that 1 billion USDT stablecoin. So where's Bitcoin's price?
Yep. Plummet. It's red. Sea of red. And that's fact. I'm actually on Well Watcher right now. And you've been seeing a lot of transfers of USDT, no new minting since that date.
And
Here's
then didn't you mention Champ earlier that didn't BlackRock just exit out of some ETF positions?
Absolutely.
Now,
So
why would they exit out of Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF almost as if they're aware of another ETF that may be getting approved soon? Damn, it's almost like they waiting on cash for 1% call.
let's go. Let's
listen,
go.
listen. Yeah, you guys are wilding. All right, here's another connection point for these Bitcoin maxis. All right. So when you look at the market, champ, there's only, I'd say within the top 30 right now, you'll probably only see one project green, right? And the project that's going to be green and they're up almost 30 something percent since last week is MakerDAO. All right. MakerDAO. Now you have to ask yourself, why is MakerDAO up and the entire market's red? I've been here before. All right. So for all these crypto dudes that want to teach the situation, I've been here before. So trying to time the market years ago cost me probably the most amount of money I've ever lost in cryptocurrency. And it was with ETH. I went over to Nexo. I took a loan out. The market was dropping. And what did I do? I put the money back into the market again. Right? Borrow 50% against my assets. Cool. Now I'm watching the market plummet even more. They wiped out everything that was open. So now when you are borrowing in MakerDAO and all these other DeFi protocols, I don't know where it's at now because I'm not messing with it. But back then it was 50% loan to value, right? So
Yep.
if you have $1 million, they'll lend you a $500,000. But listen, that value of that million better stay up there because when it starts to hit certain thresholds, what they do is they lock up the other 50% and they use it as collateral.
Mm-mm.
You understand?
Talk
So
about it.
it's
They will talk about it, Steve. They will leverage your assets as collateral and use your tokens as hostage, and you won't get them back.
100%.
All.
The only way to get it back is by paying off that loan.
Paying off the loan.
Yeah.
That's it.
And again, if you went into what I went into, you'd be like, I ain't even got it to pay off that loan because I messed up right now. So I'm buying this, I'm buying that. Um, and then it started to bleed, and I'm like, uh-oh. So what did I do next? I had a little bit of XRP sitting some places. I said, you know what? You could either fund it with cash or you could fund it with crypto, right? Or a stable coin. So you just got to send money over there to keep that threshold so they don't start liquidating your assets, which is my ETH. It was my entire bag. So when I send the XRP over there, it calms it down for a little bit, but then the market keeps tanking. I send more XRP over there because I'm like, listen, I'd rather leverage the crypto instead of putting more cash into the market at the time. But now I'm sending not only ETH, but I'm sending my XRP over there now. I'm like, yo, I'm tripping. It finally got to a point where I was just like, you know what? I end up paying to just unlock the XRP. And with today's value on ETH, easily into six figures, starting with a 2. Easily right now. That would have been the value of that ETH package right there. Not no, actually actually a little bit more than that. A little bit more.
Steve, you hit on something. I want to touch on this before I jump back down. Because and this is just the risk with I just want to just expound on just this risky environment with that Tether stable coin when we're about to go, into the stable coin bill. Because I don't know if people are aware that, USDT, it's props up Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I want to share with them. So the what makes it such a dangerous time frame, because if you have a situation where after the stablecoin bill passes and they freeze up the Tether transactions, and it becomes a liquidity issue, because if the largest stablecoin that provides liquidity in and out of these exchanges, and it freezes up and there's no liquidity that can be moved, well, then that peg can be lost. So if you have a bag on any of these exchanges just sitting in USDT and they freeze up the exchanges, there's no liquidity after this bill gets passed, then you're kind of trapped and you have to watch your value in USDT just plummet. You can't get in, you can't get out of it, because you can't transfer out of it because nothing else has the liquidity for you to perform an exit liquidity.
Facts.
So it's just, you have to be mindful of the conditions we're in. I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do. I'm just telling you to be aware of what's taking place, because this stablecoin bill will get issued by the end of the spring. And I don't know when it's going to happen, but I can make a powerful assumption that they're probably going to freeze that USDT, because people are not aware that Tether has a lot of their Bitcoin locked up in the Celsius litigation, so they can't even sell their Bitcoin.
They can't sell it off. Facts.
How the song go? It's getting sticky.
Yo,
Right.
this is wild.
He's on right now. So guys, listen, just to finish the connection point with the Maker DAO. It's a lending platform, guys. All right. It facilitates lending, borrowing of cryptocurrency. It's the same thing that Nexo does, right? Now the activities are governed by smart contracts. All right. So that's why you're not going through that traditional bank. Like shit, how fast did you get the money? Champ.
Now,
That's it. And you can get it in US dollars. You can get it in whatever you at the time that they had.
yep. Mm-hmm.
And that's just yours to have at it. But when I went back into the market again, it taught me a big lesson in the DeFi world too. Right. So you have to be well positioned, because the future of lending is asset-based lending. So that's another reason why it's important for you guys to understand the space and hold currency, which was going to be considered an asset in the future. Like, just because it's easily you can easily liquidate it doesn't mean that it's not of value, because I've seen people do some nutty stuff, right? We got the guys that bought up some pizzas for a bunch of Bitcoin, you know that story. But it's like every generation has his story with this cryptocurrency. I'm just getting to the point where I've been in it too long and I can't make any more mistakes. I see where the pricing is at. This ain't 2 cent XRP days. 7 cents. It's not that day.
It's different now.
That's why I don't do champ with the airdrops, and I'm not the one to do anything. Just leave that shit alone.
The diamond hands.
I passed on every sologenic, you name it. I passed on all of it. I might have got some because it was somewhere at one point, and I think it ended up in a wallet. But outside of that, champ knows I'm not touching this crypto. The more you touch it, the more shit happens.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? When I come into the market, I'm just buying and I'm moving. But all that moving around and it confuses the hell out of me at this point now. To convert here, to send there, to then get over into MetaMask because you need ETH, and then you find out that it's not enough ETH because to send $20 for a transaction, I've seen transaction fees $2,000-3,000 with this coin. And you got guys who have this infinity with ETH, and I'm like, are y'all not transacting in this shit, or am I the only person seeing this?
Now, drop a one in the chat if you guys are actively engaging in ETH and other transactions on the ETH network. That's what he's asking.
It literally turns me away from doing transactions every time.
Yeah,
Right or wrong. And they have some of the earlier projects. We could teach y'all that, but I'm annoyed by it.
it's crazy, man. It's
Just to
robbery.
catch a project, they're gonna take over 80%. And then you could check an hour later and it's $5. It's like, come on, man. That's not a hustle.
the
I'm being honest with you. That's an algorithm that was created by who? Yo, we getting hustled every day in this crypto. That's why I'm like, yo, every movement you make is a fee. It literally costs more to do business in crypto than it does in the real world. That's the shit nobody talks about. $1,000 is never 1,000. By the time it gets there and you get it into the project and it's like $930. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I've even seen exchanges when they close down and you go to exit your shit off the exchange. They tell you, oh, you need a minimum of 50,000. So now you got to buy more, only for them to take 30,000 on the exit.
crazy, man.
These young boys is crazy. Y'all twist up my words a lot when I'm in videos and stuff like that, but y'all know that because y'all listen to me enough. But I might sound crazy to some dudes on the, especially those Bitcoin maxi dudes. They're just waiting for me to make a mistake or case use or use case. So what?
Right.
Like, let's focus on the task at hand right now. What does this shit do? What does it do? No one has been able to answer that. And I get the premise behind the mining and the this and the that, but it's like, if y'all want your own sovereignty and you really want it to be decentralized, why are you calling on government and big business to come do business with y'all? I'm not understanding. There's only 21 million of these coins. How come everyone didn't buy it up yet?
So,
Come on, man.
Hey, Steve, I want to add one more thing. The last time y'all guys, graciously brought me up, we talked about opportunity cost. So my other major word for 2025 is another big one, accountability. And that's what exactly you guys have been beating in people's head the last 15 minutes. Being accountable of your actions, being accountable for the research you're doing, being accountable for verifying your transactions, being accountable to take advantage of this level playing field you have before institutions run this thing up and just drive it to the moon, and you're not even in the driver's seat. You're in the back seat with the driver, letting them take you where you want to go to. So I just wanted to end on that. Last time we covered opportunity costs. This one right here, y'all have been beating it in people's head all night. Accountability, two important words that are going to be just catalysts for what gets ready to happen from this year and on. So I appreciate you guys for bringing me up.
Ah, man, always Kurt.
always,
See you
bro.
on the other side.
Got
Listen,
pleasure.
guys, we got to be smart, man. That whole South America situation was me really just designing the life the exact way that I want it. Right. And part of that play is because I know I'm well positioned in just even just the teaching world right now. Right. The community's growing. The calls are coming in. That everything is working the way it was intended to. So now, whether it's case use or use case, which one y'all want me to say? Right? When
Right.
those opportunities start to present themselves and those systems start to talk to each other, and that liquidity starts to pour through those blockchains, and I'm not talking about Bitcoin, because even if Bitcoin 10x, so what? These dudes act like they had $10 Bitcoin entries, right? 17 at best, maybe, when this thing started to really be, hip to the culture.
Mhm.
13 was the last drop. And then after that, to never be seen again. So even if Bitcoin 10x, if you had $1,000 right now, that's what you would put it in? To 10x to $1 million. These people are delusional, man. It's just not something that, yeah, if you want to buy a little bit and just to say that you have some stuff, but what return are you really getting on that right now? It's just being beaten down so much in front of us. That's all people talk about. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. And everybody invests in it. Everybody knew that's the first thing that they do. They go and buy Bitcoin, they buy ETH from Coinbase. So Tether's on borrowed time, and I'm calling it now. Once the stablecoin regulations come out, that's when the banks it's a go. Coinbase could forget about it. They could forget about it. Every major bank is gonna be a crypto exchange. I mean, they do have the advantage. There is trading and stuff going on now, so they are moving a little quicker than probably what a bank would offer. But I don't think these banks or these financial institutions are going to leave any money on the table. So we did the same shit we did with the internet when it was decentralized. We handed it right back over to the same guys again. But see, the difference this time is Steve's designing his life the way that he wants to design it, right? Because they're going to have at it. They're going to do what they do. I'm telling you, these guys are going to build a whole new economy with all new rules and regulations, and the people invested in infrastructure, you'll be handsomely rewarded. But what I'm telling you guys is don't keep playing around with these dudes, right? I'm looking to convert as much of this stuff into something that's real at the end of the day. Because between whitelists and blacklists and shut this down and shut that, I'm like, I'm not trusting in these guys at all with this.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you, I'm not looking to play this game for too much longer. Because I've seen just one small part of the world and what it takes to actually live, right? What it actually costs. I've seen the level of um we getting robbed here. Yo, they doing a number on us here, man. I'm
Facts.
telling you. I'm telling you. America is bugging. Absolutely bugging. And I'm not saying that, you know, not shitting on this place at all. I'm just telling you that when you have options or you could design options, expand out. You know what I'm saying? Expand out. This ain't it. I looked at the real estate. I felt the energy. Like the world is moving. Every time I've left America, I've been in places where things are moving. Right. And I went to China. These people in the factories, they're like, oh, man, I can't wait to go to New York. And I'm like, I'm looking around at Shenzhen. It's like it's the first major city that was built in China. I'm like, this looks just like New York. Like it's trash. I don't need to come there.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's like a old folk tale. Now Trump is selling a $5 million passport. I saw that.
A gold card to get here.
Now you see what I'm saying? So this is gonna open up the because they know a lot of money left the country. A lot of money left the country.
Hmm.
They have to replace it somehow. I'm telling you guys, look the boogie out of here. The dollar is strong in these places, and they're definitely talking cryptocurrency too, and they can easily convert and exchange it when you're out there. So the conversations are already being had. The dollar is strong out there. Like, trust me when I tell you that. Like the cost of living, and we weren't even in like the local. If we went to the local, we'd spend 60-70% less. I mean,
Yeah.
fresh juices at a minimum was less than a bottle of water. At a
Come on.
minimum was less than a bottle of water.
Everything seated.
What else?
The life.
Every property I saw had food growing on it. All right, guys, listen, get this shit together. Um, there's a buying opportunity right now. So I'm thinking maybe a Saturday. Do we got a call on Saturday?
This Saturday we got 1%. No, we got we got a 1% live call.
That's it.
Yep.
We should bring the members on. We should do a buying. We should do a what I would do with $1,000 right now.
That's cool. Let's do it. But
Yeah,
10,
guys,
10
if you're a member, we'll put together something this week. We'll do like a little home shopping network thing. I'll just get on there and tell you, like, if I had $1,000 right now, this is what I would do.
and this gonna be for members only.
For members only. Hey guys, let's think about it. Just look at the numbers. Don't overcomplicate it. Some of these projects are down 20%. Do you not think they're gonna pick back up again? I'm just telling you. Like, let's be honest. We've seen this before.
Mhm.
Ondo was like at $1.80. It's like 94 cents right now. Just
Crazy.
look at the last 7 days, look at the last 24 hours on CoinMarketCap. You'll see how much these projects are down right now. And then head over to MakerDAO and see why it's increasing. And the reason for it, I don't think I'm still connecting this story with this MakerDAO shit. But listen, guys went out and did the same shit I did. They're taking out loans right now. Those are all emergency loans right now to buy more crypto. This is crazy. I couldn't even see myself doing it because I got cooked. I got cooked, man. That stuff is risky, guys, and I know you guys want meme coin, so we got a meme coin course coming out for y'all. You gonna pay for it too, because I want you to fully be invested in what you're about to get into. That's just gonna be called "Don't Be Dumb." But y'all want it? I'm gonna give it to y'all. But don't be dumb. No, that's a paid course. For everybody else, stay out. But listen, I had 25K in one the other day, and I had no clue. I had no clue. So if I was using the tools I knew, I would have had the alert. I'd have been able to sell.
Straight up.
I did get a little bit out, but I just happened to look at the app. I wasn't even supposed to be on there, to be honest with you. I was like, oh, I thought it was a glitch. I saw a huge candle and I had no Solana. I'm like, oh, this is nuts. Are you kidding me? Not one Solana in here.
Wow.
I lost a lot of Solana dealing with meme coins. Oh, last point. Solana, terrible. Absolutely terrible. Solana's like Times Square now. It's just played out and it's got a lot of lights, but it's bad work.
Straight up.
They have the worst liquidity going through that market right now. I can't even take it serious.
Man, shit, most of the liquidity left because of that ecosystem.
It's built on a joke.
Yeah, they letting too much nonsense go on over there. And
You know,
actually got great
they should
projects.
be champion Helium Mobile. You know, those guys, they should find a way to just bring them to the forefront.
Right.
But the culture wants meme coins. All right. I've seen this before. I've seen the NFT market. Same situation. The only difference is y'all not gonna lose 99%. You're gonna lose 100%. But you could time one of those things though, man. Have at it. So we got some tools, we got some sniper bots,
Yeah.
things you could kind of schedule. If it hits this percentage, then you could, it'll automatically buy and sell. That's what you're trading against. These kids are nerdy,
Yeah. And he
right?
said,
They're creating this. They just launch it. They put like $50,000 into it. Next thing you know, it hits these exchanges and it's a phenomenon.
Mhm.
And then it's a race to see who could time it.
Yep.
There's definitely a thrill in it, but shit, y'all want to do it, let's do it. Because I don't want y'all just thinking you're just gonna buy it on Phantom Wallet and then think that you're gonna, like you're competing against bots all day.
Yep.
So, I don't want y'all to be part of the academy getting cooked out here without the right tools. So that one, that's the least you can do is pay for it. because there are some good tools in it. But I'm out. I'm completely out. Maybe not.
He said maybe not.
Maybe. Now you just got to be attached to a world of information too. So that's the other thing. These dudes are like on these Telegram and Discord groups. Like they're talking that stuff early. Um, yeah, I wouldn't make it a career, but fuck around and find out.
There you go.
So we have use case season coming. So that's another thing. When the real money pours into cryptocurrency, I don't care what they say about Bitcoin. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen any projects linked to Bitcoin that has like that I've been blown away by.
Nope.
All I keep hearing is buy more Bitcoin, lend against the Bitcoin to buy more Bitcoin, to then lend against the Bitcoin to buy more Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
What?
The micro strategy.
Come on, man. Y'all don't see this?
Honeypot, man.
Yeah, you gotta listen. What's the book called? Snow Crash.
No crash. Yeah.
So, guys, if you're in the academy, I gave out a book. I just started it. So they always put the information out there. Let's put it that way. And I think by the time we get through Snow Crash, let's give ourselves till next week. I'm gonna commit to getting through that book. And I'm on an audio book and I'm like slow with it. Um, yeah, next week let's revisit that on Dot Connect. Snow Crash. Um, Let me give you the author so that way you guys know. But yeah, Champ, where we at? This
Yeah,
was a
now
good
that
one today.
that pretty
He
much
was he
covers
was
all
he
four.
was spazzing.
Yeah.
That was
Listen,
good. That was good connection point. So guys, it's just the data is out there on we're not telling you to not look at Bitcoin. What we're saying is expand a little bit outside of the realm and um just be able to secure something on this first wave that's about to come in. And it's pretty obvious right now what's happening. Solana is like you eliminate all the meme coin activity and there's really nothing happening there. And they got really good projects there. I'm over this meme coin shit, man. It's like worse than the NFTs.
yeah, it's wild, man. And they're gonna continuously do that. You got celebrities, you got B-list celebrities, D-list celebrities. Like it doesn't matter who it is, rappers, presidents now, like everybody's doing what they do. Like, and they're all launching on Solana. They're all putting out meme coins. The coins do absolutely nothing.
Yeah, the guy's name is Neil Stevenson. Snow
Yeah,
Crash.
snow crash. Okay.
Yeah, take a look at that. And let's circle back in a week. But yeah, now
Yeah,
Kurt came on here and killed it as usual, guys. So hopefully you got a better understanding of it. So in essence, just if you have Tether and you're waiting on the sideline, just buy something. You know, don't leave it in Tether. The other side of it, and part of me wanting to get back to trading, is everything that we trade on these exchanges are tied to Tether. So, if we got a trading account and something happens and that thing depegs, that's the industry that's going to take a hit, right? So that's just something to be mindful of.
absolutely.
Why is everything tied to Tether right now? That's because the exchanges is in on the shit too.
Yeah.
South Korea just shut down an exchange for 30 days. Like they have tight rules out there, and you need bank partnerships. The entire business is going to go back to the banking system. The Zionist banking cartel. We're fucked.
Wow.
You're fucked. It didn't even take them long. You know what I'm saying? We've been 10 years. You ain't hear nothing about these guys. And all of a sudden they have the whole thing damn near locked up. The president's telling you that it's cryptocurrency. Yeah, I don't see the writing on the wall.
Man,
Not buying Bitcoin. They just lost the Bitcoin. Didn't they just lose Bitcoin? The
yeah,
Biden administration on the way out.
yeah, said they couldn't account for it. Yeah. How you can't account for that much Bitcoin.
Guys,
Big
they playing us out here, guys. Listen, the world is open. Passports are for sale. Passports are for sale. You might want to invest in something.
real talk.
I'm telling you. I was at those airports. They had the biometrics out. There was no signs. Everybody was just complying. I watched countless people just look into this thing, laughing, put their kids up to it, laughing. I'm like, bro, I'm opting out of that. He's like, cool. Every time, no struggle.
Man,
Nah,
definitely gotta advocate for self, man.
nah, but this is where we're at. You know, the world coin is big in these countries right now. Guys, people are scanning their eyes. That's another form of data that's going through Microsoft and those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that
World coin
biometric scan.
that hit nasty today too. That one is a good project to look at. Price wise,
Hmm.
yeah, that's strong.
Yeah.
But you'll find them in South American and Latin American countries now because they're giving people in Africa, they're giving people coins and money basically to scan their eyes for whatever's about to happen. Like, the plan is not even fully done yet. This is where we're at. If all for the sake of convenience. Like we got somewhere to go.
You know insanity, man. You want to take Q&A or you want to rap?
Nah, we can take Q&A. But yeah, listen, just resist, man. Like just ask questions. Let's not play dumb when we know what these people are doing. This ain't the time. Like that shit doesn't make sense. You need to speak up. That's just it. We're
Facts.
adults. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, yo, at what point did the nerd become like super strong?
Yep. Resist. All
Smacking
for that.
guys, man. You making my travels in the airport tough. So now you know what that's doing? Pushing me more. Now we're looking at private charters. What's it gonna cost? I mean,
Yeah.
I bypass certain things. This is why this is the greatest wealth transfer because in the next 5, 6 years, you're not going to be able to accumulate money like this at this rapid pace. No. The velocity of money when it comes straight out the gate is it's going to be a major grab. They're not like going to let the trickle in. It's going to be a flash. Stop trying to time the market. Dollar cost average in. Everybody's asking me, yo, what's the? I'm not doing that. It's $1 now. It's 50, it's 30% off. That's where it's at.
Hmm. Yep.
And in 2, 3 days, when they're over gold or whatever's happening, you're gonna see it back at it again. They're gonna pick up 40%. The same guys that took it out, they're gonna come right back in again.
Yep.
Rocket.
Yo, what's good, y'all? I'm gonna be real quick. I know the replay gonna be up, but is it gonna be up tonight? Cause Son was cooking. I need to hear everything he said all over again. And then on another note, if I understood what he was saying correctly, just one part. I listen to you guys, so I preach cold storage. But if I understood what he said, if you got crypto on the exchange when this hypothetically happens, you won't be able to get it off.
Not only he was referring to Tether itself.
Okay, all right, word.
Yeah, so a lot of these assets, if they only are pegged to Tether, and I've told you guys this 100 million times, if you have assets that are pegged to Tether and something happens to Tether and there's no other trading pairs, it's cooked, right? So that's another thing that you have to I mean, I can't soften the blow, I can't deliver it no easier than
No,
that.
but guys, but honestly, there's gonna be a stable coin that will take that liquidity though. Like
Yes,
without a doubt.
yeah, it's always problem reaction solution. Understand that.
Yeah.
That's always a thing.
Yeah, you won't be
But
left dry.
but that's it's on the horizon.
You might be
They're
paying a higher fee, if I had to guess.
that too. That too. Right? And we always tell you guys, man, USDC for now. until USDC ain't the one, and then RLUSD, once it becomes available for retail investors. But like all things, you always got to do your due diligence because this game is wicked until it's regulated and everything's in place.
And listen, they're not doing stablecoin regulations for 3 stablecoins either. Just know that every bank, every institution, every company is going to have a stablecoin.
Yeah.
It's just how you're going to run through their ecosystem. That's all it is.
Yeah, we just got news of one today with BOA.
Yeah, no, I mean that's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I use a bank, another bank?
Yeah,
I am the bank. It's just obvious. So we're gonna have a lot of stable coins.
Yeah.
They just need every issuer has to buy them T-bonds. That's what's keeping the United States afloat right now. Because China and everybody's dumping the shit. And how come things aren't like getting that bad for us? They found somebody that'd buy it.
Yeah.
And then, shout out to Kirk. I love y'all. I love both of you guys, man. But hey, if y'all could, if Kirk pop in anytime, he can stay off camera, man. But he was spitting hot fire tonight, man. I appreciate y'all bringing him on, man. Shout out to you, Kirk.
We've been trying to get Kurt to be a weekly installment. He's like, I'm not committing. But at whatever point he wants to let loose, he's more than welcome to.
Nah, he was on one tonight. Much appreciated. Big love, y'all.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Much love. Thanks for that. And just to add on what they were talking about, what Steve finished off with the T-bonds. For those that don't know, this is why the Omaha Oracle has that 300 billion sitting on the side, because out of that 330, he's got about 280 billion in treasury bills. So like Steve and like Champ have said, all these, like Bank of America CEO came out and just told you, he was just signaling it what everybody else gonna do. I don't know if y'all caught that, but he didn't say just what Bank of America. He just foretelling all these institutions are going to have their own private stablecoin because they don't trust each other. So guess who's on the sideline with plenty of T-bills to offer you because you need them to back your stablecoin after the stablecoin rig comes out. They don't change the financial system in 5 years. This is the 30, 40, 50 year long, slow, methodical process.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We're just at the implementation phase. So shout out to everyone in the academy. Shout out to those thinking about getting the 1% call. You should do that because it's going to enhance your life and your portfolio. And just being a part of this academy and the information present is going to change your life, isn't if it hasn't already changed your life now. So
facts.
appreciate y'all boys for letting me know, for letting me come up and sprinkle little gems from here, a little sprinkle.
Yeah. Nah, man, we definitely appreciate you. Y'all do me a favor. Y'all drop an emoji in the chat. Tell me how y'all feel. If it's fire, drop a fire. If it was trash can, drop a trash can. Let's go. That's the love, man, for the community to you, Kurt. Greatly appreciate you, man.
Hey, I appreciate that for everyone. And, for those that, they want to follow me, K Crypto Insight, you can check out some information, just a lot of information on there. Take your time, and, hopefully you find value in it. If not, my bad. But if you do, share with someone else. We all just trying to make sure, those that want to get into the arc, they have the ability to, and they can. Because when the flood's coming and the water is waist high, we're not going to open the door and risk everyone else losing their lives because you wanted to come at the last minute. You said you wanted to be Michael Phelps. Damn it, I'm going to see how good you can swim.
Nice. Nice.
Let's go. Oh, man. That's the one. That's my guy right there, man. Listen, we're gonna take a couple, man, and we out of here. All right. D Money, talk to us. All right, I'm gonna move on. I don't want to have no pins. So
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. I just want to say appreciate y'all big time. Craig killing it. Real quick, I'm at work and a coworker looked over to me because I've been talking to him about crypto. He's like, "Hey, you heard of Champ Bobbitt?" I was like, "I'm listening to him right now." But anyway, he is
Yes.
talking on
Let's
Instagram,
go.
and
Let's
I and
go.
I I told him if he's serious about this, he got to get in the academy or in the academy. Today I got in. I bought the 1%, and I told him I was like, I consider myself intermediary. I was like, but you know, he don't know nothing about it. I'm like, they'll get you where you need to be, and
Facts.
then you can get in that 1%. But anyway, my question was with the helium mobile. Steve, you just came from sound like out of the country. Like, how does it work internationally?
Trash. Yo, listen. I ordered the international before I left, right? And it gave, I think, 200 texts, certain amount of minutes. I'm like, whatever. I get there the first day, that joint's not working. And mind you, we're Ubering everywhere, right? I'm not trying to deal with the taxi cabs. I just need my price and then I'm gone. Like, because if you don't have straight change, no one can count change for some reason. They looking like what's happening. So it didn't work, and I was in certain spots where I didn't have Wi-Fi and I couldn't get a signal. This shit had me on edge internationally. So what you do is because these phones have eSIMs, if you have an eSIM on your phone, I went and I just bought a third-party service and I just put a Colombian eSIM in there. And I would do that anyway. You know what I mean? Because you can buy what you need as opposed to just getting a whole plan for 30 days.
Right.
Can I ask you one more thing on that? Like,
Yep.
I just got the invite to get it, and so I'm considering which plan I should get. And does it matter which plan I get on how many coins that they will give me for mapping out or whatever? I'm still learning about it, so pardon my lingo if I ain't saying the right words.
Yeah, you should. What is it? What's the thing now? $25?
20
I think
years. I
it's
think it's
30 for
25.
the
They just
for the for
30?
the
Yeah,
whole shebang.
yeah, the $30 plan is good enough.
perfectly fine.
Um, as for the mapping, listen, I don't even I go on here, I can go 3-4 weeks without anything. And I'm like, am I not moving or what? So I don't know. My kids get them. I think my wife gets them.
I'm running them up right now. I'm just still clicking, and sometimes
Um,
I might go up the block for 5 minutes and come
oh
back.
nah, it's got me pegged. It must know what I did with the antennas and all that too. So they like, this guy got enough.
All right, appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Nah, it's a good move though.
That's crazy.
Zoe, talk to us.
Yo, what's good?
That was good.
So,
Going on, fam?
it's
Okay,
like I
okay.
fed.
I'm live. Yo, Steve, this something here kind of like this ain't got nothing with crypto, and this is just life alone, man. So, story is, I had to go to the DMV, right? Because I got my license taken away. So I went back to get my license, right? Why
What
they
state we in?
changing numbers?
What state are we in now?
Florida.
Okay, got it.
So they changed the numbers now. You know how you have the old regular numbers? They changed the whole number system now. You know anything about that?
On your lights, so you have a
I'm trying
totally
to
new.
connect the dot.
Nah, we have to go looking on that one.
Yeah, we might
That
have to
came
go down a
across you
rabbit hole
either.
for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm trying to connect the dot. It's bothering me. It's been like I've been like, why the hell we have to change a completely different number from number we used to have?
A couple comments said real ID. That could be it. Um,
That's crazy.
Yeah, nah,
yeah,
these
no, I'm
things.
forgetting.
But other than that, man, you've been good.
Man, life's been great, man. Yeah, life's been great.
All right,
The
that's
market
what's
is
up.
horrible, but
Why y'all coming down on Miami, man? Where y'all gonna come down Miami?
We was just talking about that. That's crazy. We just was having a conversation about this a couple days ago.
I connected through there twice to going and coming, but not enough time to
Okay.
like get out the airport or nothing like that. But yeah, nah,
Okay,
definitely
all
it'll be this year. It'll be this year,
right,
and we're doing it
man.
in person at the academy too. So,
Okay.
but I appreciate you.
Okay. All right.
Yo,
All right, man.
later.
If
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, Bill.
There you go. All
Yeah,
right.
this is why I say just be careful with the biometrics, right? Because we're already in we're in a fully automated digital world. So that means, you know, if we just clicking and accepting stuff, they have access to everything. And, you know, I wouldn't see why they wouldn't take it as far as they can, because 90% of people won't even know what's happening. But for the 10% that's up, you want to drag a couple with you, but time's running up. Yeah, once these stablecoin, I told y'all, once the stablecoin regulations come, that's the start of it. So whether it's going to be a black swan event, a pandemic, I don't know. Something's going to happen, and then we had to move over to this system. I think.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know.
I mean, the writing's on the wall. It's there. It's coming.
So it'll be a soft landing for people who are positioned correctly. But the same thing on the dollar side. If you have money sitting inside of these banks right now, you got to think they're shutting down a lot of consumer protection agencies right now. It's almost like a free for all, right? This shit don't feel like the purge.
Definitely feels like the purge.
Like they just gonna have at each other.
It's wild, man.
I'm telling you, man, these guys are ready for this. Trust me, I'm in Pennsylvania, so they got a lot of guns up here. These boys are nice with it. I'm not doing. I'm not partaking in that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be all right. Sonia, if you could drop that 1% for me. So I know there was a couple people who just hit again in the background. Shout out to everybody who's joined over the past couple of days. We've got I think what, 2 more days? Yeah, I think 2 more days
Oh, it's
left.
the end of the month already?
Yeah, that fast, bro. It's 26,
Gotta
28.
be kidding me.
Yeah.
It's
So
about to be Christmas soon.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
We gave them Christmas in February. So everybody who's interested,
And the market's on sale.
yeah, so this is like ideal time. So for you guys to be able to lock in right now, we got a special, and then after this, we out. But right now, for you guys to lock in, those of you who are already in cryptocurrency, you're ready to take your skill set, your not level of knowledge in these projects, and just the overall landscape, the connecting pieces, the players, the agencies, etc. The 1% is it for you. All right. This is our lifetime membership. We put it on sale for you guys. We dropped it in the chat and it'll be available under the replay. But you guys got until February 28th. And we took off a nice chunk for you guys. So, we also keep in mind, we got flexible payments. So you guys can use Klarna, and you also can use Afterpay to split up your payments. And of course, as a cryptocurrency academy, we accept cryptocurrency. So, if you guys want to pay in crypto, send us an email, skytonhelp@gmail.com, and we'll make sure you guys are taken care of. That website is trilogy.skytonacademy.com. So, Steve, amazing work. Kurt, amazing work. Appreciate everybody's retention. Love you guys. This is always fun. We will see you guys same time, same place next week. Connect Wednesdays, episode 82. Signing out.